Hi everyone. I'm here in my garden and it's just rained, and so the air is moist and there's a little gentle wind. And I wanted to offer some general thoughts on forgiveness as a meditation practice and a brief guided meditation. So I remember when I first studied meditation many, many years ago, and Jack Engler was my first meditation teacher. And I remember his words because they left a really big imprint. When he was talking about the practice of forgiveness, he said, forgiveness is not something that you do. It's something you bring the conditions together to foster. So it's like when you plant a garden, you amend the soil, you get good seeds, you pull out the weeds, but the plant germinates and grows, not according to your will, but according to causes and conditions. So forgiveness is like that. We gather the conditions together to foster the ability for forgiveness to blossom, to flourish, to take root, to emerge out of our minds and permeate our bodies and our hearts. One of the principles of forgiveness is that the suffering that was caused through whatever transgression or harm, it's enough suffering. We don't need to be bound to the past by our inability to let go of the harm that happened. So the premise behind forgiveness is not that we condone the actions. We don't condone the mindsets or the transgressions or the harm that took place, but we're willing to acknowledge there's been enough suffering now. It's time to no longer be shackled to the past. We can bring together the intention to let go and allow that intention to blossom in its own time. So any of us who are navigating trauma, some of the things that we can experience is anger and even rage. And part of that anger and rage as an arising out of trauma negotiation is very healthy. It's the movement from a denser, more frozen neurological configuration into a configuration where there's more agency and there's more flow. So it's really helpful to not use our really important meditations like forgiveness to add another layer of disallowing, of shoulding upon ourselves when we're in the middle of a trauma negotiation and anger is arising for the unskillful, the harmful things that happen to us. So we don't use anger to suppress. We don't use forgiveness to suppress or to deny or to reject. We use forgiveness when we are ready to recognize that being bound to the past no longer serves us. So let's just do a short forgiveness meditation. I invite you, wherever you are, to allow your body to settle, to allow your spine to elongate so that you feel this sense of spaciousness and ease. Just take a moment and look around. Look from one end of your visual field behind you. Look around you to the other side of your visual field, all the way behind you. And I want you to pay attention to the absence of anything scary in your visual field. And as you notice that, notice if there's any small change in your body. Now I'd like you to pay attention to your body, to feel your shape and your weight, your contact with the seat, on the cushion, on the chair. Feel your feet, the soles of your feet. Feel your hands. And allow the experience of densing down in your core, that you feel yourself in the core of your body. Allow the tongue to just rest in the base of your mouth. And notice as your tongue releases its grip from the top to the bottom of your mouth, if you notice what happens in your nervous system, if there's any shift. Now just for a moment, allow your eyes to settle on something that brings you comfort. And as your eyes settle on that which gives you comfort, allow that feeling of comfort to fill you up. A sense of ease, of well-being, of safety. Let it fill you up. And as your body, your heart, and your mind begin to feel with the sensations and the mind states of ease, if you feel safe, I invite you to close your eyes. Now, forgiveness can have three general directions. Asking forgiveness for things that we have done, extending forgiveness to others who've harmed us, and asking and extending forgiveness to ourselves. And for each of us, we might be in a different place of where there's the resonance, the sense of the rightness of what is helpful right now. Asking for forgiveness, extending forgiveness to someone else, or asking and extending forgiveness to ourselves. So allow your own sense to arise of where forgiveness is most helpful right now. And adapt the language and the imagery for your particular circumstance. And what I'm going to do is briefly go through all three of these scenarios, just to give you some idea of a way you can adapt them for yourself, to use these words as a springboard for your own meditation practice. For whatever I have done, consciously or unconsciously, through my actions, through my speech, or through my inactions and what I didn't say when saying something was necessary, I ask forgiveness now. For whatever I have done, deliberately or unintentionally, that has caused you harm, through my actions, through my speech, or through my inability to respond appropriately, I ask forgiveness now. I ask forgiveness now. And as you are with these words, be sensitive to what's arising, the thoughts, the feelings, the body sensations that are arising. Notice them and come back to the intention to ask for forgiveness. And if you are feeling sleepy or restless or bored or irritable, or that you can't get it right, or that you're doing it wrong, then the ordinary kinds of things that we experience in any meditation, this is completely common and normal, and also can be a process of our resistance to the meditation itself. And with each of these mind states, just touch it and try bringing the words forgiven, forgiven, forgiven. Coming back. If there's anything I have done that has caused harm in any way, intentionally or unintentionally, I ask for forgiveness now. Forgiven. 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 And just turning attention to notice the impact on your body, the impact on your breath, the impact on the quality of alertness or relaxation, of tenderness or armoring. And without any need to judge or have an opinion about it, just allow your experience to be there. Now shifting gears for the things that you have done that have hurt me, caused me harm. I offer forgiveness now. For the things that you did intentionally or unintentionally, with your speech, with your actions, or with your lack of responsiveness, caused me harm. I forgive you now. Remembering our forgiveness is to release ourselves from being enslaved to the suffering. It's not condoning the harm. I have suffered enough. From the harm I experienced, I forgive you now. Forgiven. 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 And return to your own body, the impact of this meditation, and notice the sensations, the feeling tones, the thoughts. And without judgment or an opinion, with an embracing and loving awareness that allows what's present. Just noticing what's here, the quality of your breath, the level of relaxation or alertness, the tension behind your eyes and in your jaw, what your pelvic floor feels like, the edges of your skin, the weight of your body. And to myself, for the ways in which I abandoned myself, betrayed myself, didn't hold myself in the high regard of being my own best friend. I ask for and extend forgiveness for everything I have done intentionally and unintentionally, the things that I've said, the things that I've done, and the ways I have been unresponsive and caused my own self-harm. I ask for and extend forgiveness. Forgiven. 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 And as you say these words, just notice the impact. What happens in your body? What are the moods and the feelings that you're aware of? What kinds of thoughts surface? And allow a space that's open and welcoming and tender, embracing. A quality of witnessing that allows everything to be just the way it is. And again, if you're feeling irritable or restless, if you're feeling bored or that you can't do it right, if you're feeling sleepy, it's really hard to focus, just notice each of these as best as you can, and with each, just bring the words and the quality of mind. Forgiven. 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 Coming back to your body, the edges of your skin, your shape, the density, your weight. Noticing the level of alertness or relaxation. Noticing what you hear. And very slowly opening your eyes, noticing what you see.